Let's begin our session. So, what we have done in our last lecture, we continue from that. Let me open that document. Okay, so far what we have done that we have started with multi-threading chapter, and we were doing many practicals and understanding concepts of multi-threading. Now, yesterday we have seen about pool, multi-threading pool, right? How to create a pool, and then group, how to create a group. Fine. Okay, the screen is not shared, so let me share my screen. Okay, so multi-threading. So actually, there are two types of multitasking. One is process, one is thread-based. We are mainly learning thread-based. In one process, we have two threads. These are the methods. Uh, slowly we'll learn about all these methods. So these are the life cycle of thread: new, runnable, running, non-runnable, terminated. So you see new, runnable, running, terminated, and this is life cycle, very important of multi-threading. These are the stages which we have already seen. And there are two ways we can create a thread. One is using extending thread class. Second one is you implementing runnable interface. Okay, implementing runnable interface. So this is thread scheduler in Java. So the difference between preemptive scheduling and time slicing. Preemptive means using priority. We are providing priority, and then time slicing. Time slicing means based on time we are going to execute thread. So again, we have seen this example that we can put thread in a sleep mode for some time, and we cannot start a thread twice because it will throw some exception. And we should not call run method directly because it will remain in one stack only, main thread only. Multi-threading purpose won't be served. I hope I'm not mute, right? Okay. So the join method, it will wait for the join. Okay, it will wait for the thread to die. Once the thread dies, it will once the thread dies, it will start continuing on the other threads. Then we have get name, set name, and get ID method. So we can set the name, and we can get the name of the thread. Using current thread method, we can get current thread, which the thread which is running. We can get other information also. So get name, set name. These are the this we can name the thread, and we can give the priority. I think we have also seen this yesterday. Daemon thread, which is a background point, in where background you can keep running some threads. And we have seen this, we have spent too much time in this thread code. Can put a thread in thread group also, so that at the same time we can put a thread in the either suspend it, we can interrupt the thread. Shutdown, we are not supposed to learn shutdown hook. We also seen this multiple task, multiple threads. So garbage collection in Java, uh, there are three ways we can declare garbage collection in Java using this. Employee is equal to new employee is equal to null. That means we are putting nulling a reference. Finalize GC method, there is garbage collection method. Java runtime class, we are not about to see this thing. I think yesterday we have started this synchronization, right? Mutual exclusive synchronization method. Okay, so I think we need to start with this. So without synchronization, what happens? Let's take this program. Without synchronization, what happens? Let's take this program. This program is very, very long. Anyway, it will be fine. So let me just copy paste this program. I'll remove these numbers. Uh, Give me some moment. Meanwhile, I copy this program. Okay, if you can see, one class table has this method printable I125, and then uh, we are putting thread into sleep. Then we are and second class extending thread. Whatever object of this class, it will become a thread. And this new class, let me put this code. I block. Okay, let's run this program. Before we run this program, let's see how it works. Table object, new table, my thread T1 and my thread T2. There are two threads. We are starting two threads. We are passing object of table object here, so that this object becomes our thread. We are going to start T1 dot start and T2 dot start. So T1 dot start. T1 dot start. What happens that it's a thread of my thread one. It's a thread of my thread one class. So as soon as we call this new thread my thread one object, It passes into this object. This t goes to this object, and then run method print table. Printable. It runs this method printable. In printable, we are passing some value. Okay, once we pass some values, it will just multiply that value like 5 with 1. It will be output will be 5. Then we are putting the thread into sleep. Then as soon as this thread goes into sleep, scheduler says which thread is there left to run. It sees my thread 2. It puts my thread 2 here. It again runs my thread 2. With my thread 2, there is a value of 100. So 100 multiplied by 1, it will be 100. Again my thread 2 goes into sleep, and meanwhile if my thread 1 comes out of sleep, depends. So it depends upon scheduler which thread comes out of sleep and which thread will run. These things depends upon scheduler. You see there are two threads, both are running same method with different arguments and with different outputs, and which thread will run at what time we don't know. Let's run this code. Okay, 500. You see first thread runs, then you see second thread runs 100, again second thread runs, then again first thread runs, again first thread runs, then second thread, again first, and then second. You see nothing is fixed. It's not fixed which thread to run first. Okay, it's not fixed which thread will execute this method first. Okay, so it depends upon entirely on scheduler. This output is depends on entirely on scheduler, how scheduler plans. Now if you are asking that, was sir, what if what is the use of this synchronized? You see here actually the topic is about synchronized method and all these things. So synchronize, let me put synchronize, and let's now run the code. So see the magic of synchronized method. So before the method I have put synchronized keyword. Now you see first thread runs. When first thread completes its execution, another thread runs. Okay, so that is the magic of synchronize. That means it puts a lock. It puts a lock. That means whenever this first thread runs, it puts a lock in this method. Only one thread can execute this entire thing, even though we have called the sleep. That means at this many times thread will be silent. And the second thread, uh, whenever a chance comes for second thread, it will lock off for second thread, and second thread will execute. Okay, so this is the synchronize. This is synchronized method. Just now we have executed. Okay. Okay, using anonymous class, how can we implement using anonymous class? Okay, so method will remain same, but here in this main method, the using anonymous class we can execute. Okay, let me just copy this code. So this using anonymous in our class, it will be easier for us. Sorry. Let me remove this, my thread. So this public static void main final table object is a new table. Thread T1 is your new thread. Public void run. Print table 5. You see, using this is signature of anonymous inner class. Thread T1 is a new thread. Public void run this object of print table 5. Then thread T2 is a new thread. Public void run object of print table 100. Okay. And this is how this using this anonymous inner class we can start a thread. Okay. This is the same way, but synchronized way. Okay, when our first thread runs using synchronized, we can only one thread will be able to run in synchronized lock. Okay, so what is mutual exclusive? That is you putting synchronized block using method, synchronized block, and static synchronization. So synchronized method we have just now seen, and we have also seen the example without synchronization what happens. So synchronized method we have just now seen what happens. Thread puts a lock. Now using synchronized block. What is synchronized block? So let's say we want to execute some code only some code, not all the codes. Okay. So at that time we can put synchronized code. Okay, let me remove. Now we want this for loop to be synchronized. Synchronized this, and here. Okay, now I want this only code to be synchronized, not other codes. So I can make synchronized block like this also. Okay, what it says. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, and nested synchronized because let me remove method synchronized. So I want this block to be executed for these lines only, right? That's why I put synchronized block. So the same output we will able to get only lock on the thread. Okay, using anonymous class also we can put a synchronized block. Okay, static synchronization. So many threads are accessing objects. So what there is a problem without static synchronization. So let me put synchronized and static. Let me remove the synchronized block. Let me remove this. Okay, static synchronization, that means this method is shared with others. Now, what we'll do? How do we call this method directly? So because static keyword, we can call this method directly. Okay, so I'm just put the code here. Okay, you can see we can call the table.print table directly from here. Likewise, so many threads we can call it here. Okay, my thread 2. Then instead of 1, I can pass 100. Table dot print table. With this table directly, we can call its method because it's a static method. That's why. And then we can call start. We can call uh, okay, it's not t1, first my thread 1 and my thread 2. T1 dot start and T2 dot start. Okay. And yeah, using static block, we can directly call the synchronize method. Okay. Just hold on. Yes. So using static block, we can always directly call the methods. And you can always call static block using anonymous class. So static synchronous static block method, and then using anonymous class in this run method, you can directly call that method using table dot print table. Second one, table dot print table like this. Table dot print table like this. Okay. So what is deadlock in Java? Next topic is, so it's a part of multi-threading where deadlock means what? Where a thread is waiting for object lock, one thread is waiting for lock, and that lock has been required by another thread. है ना, एक थ्रेड एक्सेस करने जाएगा पर दूसरा थ्रेड ने लॉक लगा दिया है वहां पे। सिंपल है। तो उसका एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं। देखो ये डेड लॉक तो आप आराम से लिख सकते हो, यू कैन राइट डाउन वेरी इजीली। ओनली थिंग इज वी नीड टू सी द एग्जांपल। ओके, we'll see the example. Okay, let me, yeah, example is not that much long. Let me copy paste this thing. So okay, now you see, we try to understand. So these two resources are there given. This thread T1 tries to lock resource 1, then resource 2. So thread T1, it has put a lock on resource 1. Okay. Okay, I think we'll start executing from here. T1 dot start and T2 dot start. As soon as T1 dot starts, thread T1 here, it will try to put a lock on resource 1. So it will print thread 1 lock resource 1. Then it will put thread into sleep. It will put thread in a sleep mode. That is 100 millisecond. Okay. And you see that thread resource 1 lock is not been released. Inside it, as soon as it puts a lock on resource 1, our scheduler will seek another thread. Which thread is there? Yeah, thread T2 is there. So it will put lock on resource 2, it will print thread 2 lock resource. And again, this thread 2, it goes on sleep. You see, as soon as this goes on sleep, now scheduler will see which thread is there. Now, by any chance, this thread 1 is again woke up or waken up, then thread 1 is alive, then thread 1 again start executing. It tries to put lock on resource 2, but you see thread 2, which was put on hold or put on sleep mode, it has a lock on resource 2, and this thread 1, it tries to put a lock on resource 2 here, which is already there. Lock is already here. Okay, so thread 1 will wait, and then as soon as, I mean, you see here deadlock occurs. And as soon as this thread 2 completes this timeline, it tries to lock on resource 1, but resource 1 is already locked by this thread, and this thread actually stucks here, and this thread stucks here. Okay, so this is the known as a deadlock with this example. Let's run this. Okay, you see thread 1 lock resource, thread 2 lock resource 2, nothing happens. Both threads are engaged. You see program is still running. Program is still running. Both are waiting to get resource free, but it's not there. There is a problem. You see, program is keep going on. It's running. It's a deadlock. Okay, let me stop program from here. Build stop. Okay, both threads are fighting for some resource, which is not here. Okay, next topic and last topic, very important, inter-thread communication. What is inter-thread communication actually? Or cooperation is about synchronized thread to communicate with each other. Okay, so we want to communicate thread with each other. So there are three methods: wait, notify, notify all. There are three methods for inter-thread communication: notify, and notify all. Okay. So what happens in wait? Let me tell you first wait method. Let's say we are calling thread 1 as a wait. thread 1 to wait. As soon as we call this thread 1 to wait, what it will do, we are giving chance to another thread to run. Okay, so that means thread 1, we just put lock on some methods. So with this wait method, it will release all the locks and it will wait while another thread completes its task. So how will another thread will inform this thread 1 that my task has been completed? So using notify or notify all method, it will inform thread 1 that all my task has been completed. All my task has been completed. Okay. So that is the approach. What we'll do, we'll release the lock and wait until another thread invokes notify and notify all method object, the special on tab has elapsed. Okay. So notify method, what it does, it wakes up this single thread that is waiting for this object's monitor. So if with using this notify method, we are waking up threads which are in sleep mode, which are there in sleep mode. Okay. If any threads are waiting on this object, one of them is chosen to be awakened. The choice is arbitrary and occurs discretion of implementation. Okay, and notify all method. Now you see, thread enters to acquire lock. You see, first thread enters to acquire lock here on these methods. So second, lock is acquired by on thread. So the thread acquires lock on this, let's say this method. Okay. Now we are calling wait method. So thread goes to wait set. Thread goes to wait set. Okay, on the object. Otherwise, it releases a lock and exits. So it goes to wait set and it releases the exit. Okay. If you call notify all method, thread moves to notify state. So in the wait set, if we call notify method, it will waken up and it will again resurrected, and we can again acquire that method. Okay, using notify. Let's directly run the example here. That is known as inter-thread communication. Okay. Okay, this example is good. Very, very good example. Now this example is very good. Now you see, we'll start executing from here, main method. Okay, we'll start executing from the main method. Okay, what happens? Final customer object C is a new customer. We are calling new thread and run method C dot withdraw. With this object, we are calling C dot withdraw. Okay, now we'll go to step by step. Now you see this thread, it will call this C dot withdraw method. Okay, so it will go to this customer object. You see, we are calling using customer object, right? So customer object and this withdraw method. So it's a synchronized lock is there. That's fine. And we are passing one amount. What is the amount? 15,000 we want to withdraw. Fine. So it will print going to withdraw. That's fine. Now this dot amount is less than amount. Which amount we are talking about? This amount is, this dot amount is actually this 10,000. This dot amount is 10,000 and which is less than 15,000. Right? 10,000 is all obviously less than 15,000. We are going into this loop and we'll print less balance waiting for deposit and then try wait. Okay. So we are calling a wait approach or wait method here. Wait means we are telling to this thread that you wait, you give chance to another thread to run. That's fine. We are calling wait. So here it will stop. Over this first thread, it will stop here. Now second thread turn. New thread run method c.deposit. Now second thread, we are going to deposit 10,000. So it will call the deposit method. And we are passing 10,000. We are printing going to deposit. Now deposit means this amount 10,000, we are adding it to this dot amount. This dot amount is what? 10,000. So 10,000 plus 10,000 becomes 20,000 and this thread will complete deposit completed. And then we are calling notify method. With this notify method, that means what? We are notifying all the threads which are in wait mode. We are notifying all the threads which are in wait mode. Okay, so we are notified to another thread which are there in wait mode. Okay, so this is in wait mode, and once we notify from this wait mode, this thread again continues and that thread will now withdraw amount. So from this 20,000 it will minus the 15,000 and we can print withdraw completed. Okay, so we are calling wait method. That means this thread, the thread which is calling this withdraw method, it will wait and deposit. That means it will deposit some amount, and we are calling notify method from the deposit. That means it needs to notify which thread to run. Okay, that's it. So let's run this example. Okay, now you see going to withdraw, less balance. You see there is a less balance waiting for deposit. So after that we are calling wait method. That means this thread will wait and it goes into sleep mode. Let's say now another thread starts executing. It will deposit and then it deposit completes. It adds amount something and notifies the thread which needs to continue. From here threads continue and then deducts the amount here and it withdraws completed. Completes the withdraw. Okay, so this is the inter-thread communication. Okay, this is inter-thread communication. Okay, so next topic and last topic is interrupting a thread. So we'll keep up to here, interrupting a thread, that we'll see in the next lecture. Okay, and after that we'll start our next chapter also, that is file handling. Okay everyone, fine. So हाँ भाई हार्दिक, क्या दिखा रहे हो अपना फेस? बहुत अच्छा है. हाँ भाई, प्लीज एक्सप्लेन वंस अगेन. कौन सा टॉपिक अरमान? वेट एंड नोटिफाई. अरे इतनी बार तो बोला, कहाँ गया? देखो वेट नोटिफाई क्या है. देखो कोई थ्रेड को क्या वेट मेथड क्या करेगा, उसको लॉक निकालेगा. थ्रेड क्या करता है, कोई भी मेथड पे लॉक डाल देता है तो और कोई थ्रेड उसको एक्सेस नहीं कर पाएगा, ठीक है। तभी देखो ये सिंक्रोनाइज है, मतलब लॉक तो हमने लॉक वाली फैसिलिटी डाल ही रखी है कि कोई अगर एक थ्रेड इसको एक्सेस कर रहा है विड्रॉ मेथड को तो दूसरा थ्रेड नहीं कर पाएगा, ठीक है। ये भी सिंक्रोनाइज डाल रखा है, ठीक है। अभी देखो सबसे पहला थ्रेड हमने रन किया यहाँ पे, तो सबसे पहला थ्रेड क्या करता है, विड्रॉ अमाउंट करना चाहता है 15,000। तो 15,000 एक्चुअली खाते में नहीं है, खाते में 10,000 ही है। तो क्या करना पड़ेगा, पहले कोई डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा। तो हम क्या बोलेंगे, वेट मेथड। वेट मेथड से क्या होगा, ये जो थ्रेड है जो एक्सेस कर रहा था वो सो जाएगा। कब तक सो जाएगा, जब तक हम उसको नोटिफाई नहीं करेंगे, हम कुछ नोटिफिकेशन नहीं देंगे तब तक वो सोता रहेगा। मतलब वेट करता रहेगा, सोता नहीं रहेगा, वेट करता रहेगा, ठीक है। कि भाई कब आएगा मुझे संदेशा कि मैं आगे जाऊँ, आगे बढ़ूं, ठीक है। जब तक संदेशा ना आए तब तक वो उसको वेट करना है। देखो यहाँ पे जो लिखा हुआ है वेट करता है। फिर नोटिफाई करेंगे तभी वो आगे बढ़ेगा। और फिर हम नोटिफाई कहाँ करते हैं, जब डिपॉजिट हो जाता है, जब हमारा अमाउंट हो जाता है तब हम नोटिफाई करते हैं। नोटिफाई करने के बाद हम क्या करते हैं, फिर से ये जो थ्रेड यहाँ पे लॉक लगाया हुआ था उससे लॉक यहाँ पे फिर छोड़ दिया था, ठीक है। तो फिर से वो लॉक लगा के बैठ जाएगा और आगे बढ़ेगा। कहाँ से उसने कहाँ से हमने मेथड को, यहाँ से वो आगे बढ़ेगा और यहाँ से विड्रॉ कंप्लीट ऐसा बोलेगा, ठीक है। वो बोलेगा विड्रॉ कंप्लीट ऐसा, ठीक है। तो इस तरह वेट नोटिफाई क्या है कि कोई थ्रेड का कोई मेथड के ऊपर से या कोई लाइंस के ऊपर से हमें लॉक रिलीज करवाना है और उसके बाद ही, मतलब कुछ थ्रेड एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद ही उस मेन थ्रेड को रन करना है, ऐसा कुछ करना है। तब हम ये वेट और नोटिफाई का यूज करते हैं, ठीक है। हाँ समझ में आया हार्दिक, सॉरी अरमान।
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
हाँ, okay everyone, write down a number in chat box. We'll end our session, we'll conclude our session. In next session we'll continue with the next topic. I think everyone has written their number. Let me stop sharing. Okay, thank you everyone. Let me stop recording. We'll make